Eric B's Daily Vlogs.
Wonder what the heck they're doing in here, but they're doing a lot all over this part of the neighborhood. You can see their trucks right there and more in the distance. But today we're testing out the new Sony ZV-1 that I just got. Didn't have a chance to check it out and test it out, so today we will. Let's get this started.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Welcome everyone, it's my daily vlog channel, Eric B's Daily Vlogs. Testing out the new Sony ZV-1. I do have it on active shot or active stabilization or steady shot, so the crop factor is a little close. So that's one of the main concerns a lot of people talked about with this camera, is that the focal length is not that big. So what I did was, I'm going to keep it on active steady, show you the difference between active and standard in a second. But with the active steady shot, it's supposed to be just as good as when I was using the GoPro, or not the GoPro, the DJI Osmo Action. But the reason why I switched to this camera over the Canon is how it focuses on my face. And as a vlogger, that's something you need. So let's go test this camera out. Let's go see what it can do. Let's go. Let's go. Now I have the settings on intelligent auto. Autofocus is on. I do have the active steady shot, which makes a big difference, especially when you're walking and vlogging. And another one of the main reasons why I chose this camera is because of the mic adapter that it has. It has a hot shoe already mounted on the top. It has a couple features that I really like. Product showcase, which I won't use at all. But I'll show you all that in a second. But right now, this is active steady shot right here. Now let's switch it to standard and you'll see the difference. All right, so this is the difference with standard. Walking regular, like I was walking regular earlier, but you're gonna see a lot of shaking, or a little shaking more than usual. I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you guys how it looks with me. Standard steady, so this is how it looks. It doesn't crop out as much, which is pretty good. I am using the Manfrotto, the mini tripod that I use for a lot of my gear. And I mean, there's a little shaking going around in the background. I mean, it's good enough. So what I ended up doing was, I want to keep it on active steady because I do a lot of walking and talking when I vlog. So I bought Unzumi, I think it's the name of the brand, an extended tripod. It's a mini tripod just like this, but it extends out more, because me doing this type of vlog where I'm just walking and talking, I want to keep it steady in the background, and I kind of got spoiled using the DJI Osmo Action because it had rock steady on there, and the rock steady was perfect. I can walk and talk for days and you don't see a lot of shaking in the camera. I'm going to switch it to active right now, and you can see the big difference in the crop factor and the smoothness in the background. So just keep an eye on the background. Right now it's on standard. Keep an eye on the background. You see the shaking going on. There's a lot of shaking. Arms extended, fully extended out. Check out the difference. All right, now I have active steady shot on. You notice how it got closer to my face, and I have it again fully extended, holding the Manfrotto at the very end. It's a lot closer to my face, but the stability in the background is a lot more crisp, a lot more clear, or not clear, but it's not as shaky as it is with standard. So till I get that, I'm probably going to shoot in standard. When I'm having the camera face the other way, I'll switch it over to active because I do a lot of walking and talking that way. So between the two, active is perfect, standard is just standard. So what do you expect? It's a standard type thing. And what I love about this camera is the flip out screen on the side. I was using a Lumix G7 for the longest time, and the same thing, the screen flipped out to the side. A lot of you guys are used to the Sony, I forgot the predecessor to this one, the screen flipped up, just like the Canon, the screen flipped up, and it's good. That's good. to have that. But if you want to add things on top, like right now I got the Rode Wireless Go on the hot shoe, you could, but I didn't. All right, so now I got something called Product Showcase. And the cool thing about Product Showcase is for you beauty vloggers out there, or for you guys who just likes to talk about things and talk about certain things, you guys put stuff up in the frame. Usually you would have to take your product, I'm gonna use a battery as an example. You would have to take your product, put your hand over your face, and go like that. That's what you guys used to have to do. But now with this product, I just flip the button in the back, Product Showcase, check out my face. Look how quick, back to my face, back to the product. Look at that, it's zooming, it's focusing on the product really fast, which is cool. So for a lot of you guys who likes to use Product Showcase, you guys like to do things online, I guess, you know, sell things. Like I bought this battery, I bought this from, you can see the name, Rage Cams, right there. And look how quick it focuses on my face. I'm gonna stand back a little bit, but look. Back to my face, to the product. And it works on everything. Like if I wanna show you guys Blistex, hey, let's use Blistex for your lips. Look how quick. Look how quick it focuses, and right back to my face. So that's a cool thing about this camera, that, you know, if you guys are beauty vloggers, you guys like to just, you know, show off products, even like reviews, this is the perfect camera for you guys, I think. Something also cool about this is this thing called defocus. Now you see the trees right behind me right there. See how it's focused? I press this one button, one function button up here. Watch how it just blurs out. See that? It just blurred out. So if you want to get that nice picture with a blurred background, even just the video with a blurred background, you can just press the button. Look, I'm gonna turn it off. And you can see the trees again. Now let me try to step this back a little bit, let this go a little bit further more. So there you have the trees that are clear. I press the button and it's blurred. So that's one good thing about this camera. If you want to get that feature, I'm not really into that feature. I'm not going to be using that a lot. Maybe for photos, maybe. But other than that, this is what I'm going to be using the camera more, is more for this type of vlogs, more the, let me put this down, let me walk away, let me talk about what this camera can do. So my main focus is the focus. And that was something that I loved with the Canon G7X Mark II, is that the focus was perfect. Perfect. The only thing it lacked was a headphone jack or a microphone input jack for the perfect audio. Now, you know, a lot of things in post you guys can do as far as fixing the audio button or changing the audio, all that stuff. But if you were on a day where in San Francisco, there's certain windy days, you're pretty much out of luck. You'd have to get a camera, one of your cameras that you can put a mic to and attach the wind muff to that. That's something you'd have to do on those windy days with the Canon G7X Mark II. They came out with the Mark III and added a microphone input jack, but the focus was terrible. They said you had to upgrade, you had to do all this stuff. So I did it. I updated the software, updated the firmware. I did everything that I had to do, and the focus was still bad. Not like this. Canon, the Sony ZV-1, I'm looking at it right now. It's still focusing on my face. Even if I put my hands, if I walk away, now I walked away, I don't know what it's focusing on. It's focusing on something, but as soon as I walk back in the picture, right back on my face. That's something I've always wanted in a vlogging camera. It was working well when I had the DJI Osmo Action for the longest time. Then after a while, it started to hunt. If you walk into certain places, like I'm gonna walk right now. Let's go find a dark spot. I have it on standard, so the balance might not be as, or the movement might not be as crisp. But see how it's just focusing on my face. I'm gonna walk under these trees. The sun is gonna get right under my face. But see how it's still focusing on my face? It's not hunting. It's not looking for my hand that's back over here. Let's go back into the sun. See that? It's still focusing on my face. That's something that the Canon, the Osmo Action and the Osmo Pocket had a hard time doing, was just keeping focused on your face. That's why I have to think about if I wanted to get this camera or not. I'm not going to go into specs and features and talk about what this camera can, you know, what the specs of these cameras. I'm not going to go into all that. That's not the type of vlog that I'm doing. I'm just talking about why I decided to switch over to this camera. Right now, I have the shot on, I have it on regular, I have it on standard. Let's switch it back over to action. See, with the action steady shot, it does crop in a lot. So this is the exact same thing that I just had, but the quality is a lot smoother. So that's the only difference. You lose, but you gain. So if this is something you want to do when you do a lot of walking and talking type vlogs, then you want to keep it on action. And if you want to keep it on standard, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like if it's on standard. I'm walking regular. I'm not trying to, you know, walk on eggshells, but this is what it looks like when you're walking on standard. Now, the pros and cons about this camera is the focal length when you do have it on active does crop in a lot. So that's why I had to go buy the extension rod, so that way I can use the active steady shot and still have it far enough to where it's kind of like this length away. So that's one of the cons. The other con is the battery level sucks. That's why I have product showcase off, but that's why I had to buy another. It's still focused on that even without product showcase on, but I had to buy another battery because the battery level sucks. But I don't shoot in 4K, I shoot in 1080, so I probably don't have to worry about the battery as much. In the beginning, out of the box, it was definitely something good that you can use. You didn't have to touch any settings, but I do like to use a lav mic, the Rode Wireless Go, which is right there. You probably can hear me tapping on it, but I like to use the lav mic. I like the sound quality with the lav mic, so I had to adjust the levels. So out of the box, you know, you do have to play with things. Another thing that I'm finding that's kind of difficult is I edit a lot on my iPad. So I do a lot of iPad editing, and usually I would just take the SD card out, pop it into my SD card reader, plug it into my iPad, transfers everything easily. And for the past cameras that I've had, easy. Sony is a little more on the difficult side. As soon as I plug it in, it doesn't read that I have anything in there. I do have, like, you know, 20 or 30 shots that I saw or I did, but it's not showing up on the SD card. So what I end up having to do is there's this other way that I have to go into my file management, into my iPhone. I have to find all the footage that I shot. I have to airdrop it to my iPad and then go from there. So it's a little tedious, but it's, you know, because right now I'm shooting in JPEG. I don't shoot in RAW. JPEG, the files are a little bit smaller. The RAWs are files a little bit bigger. So I use, and I have a 512 SD card in here, and I could shoot in RAW, but I'd rather shoot in JPEG. JPEG's a lot easier for me to shoot in. So that's the only downfall when it comes to the Sony. Again, it's just a little extra step that you have to take. I wish they came out with an update where I just can take this out, plug it in, and I never had that problem before. With the Lumix, I shot in MP4, I shot in JPEG, I did all that, and perfect. As soon as I take the SD card out, there's bugs all over my ears. As soon as I take the SD card out, pop it into my iPad, it read. This one, a little more tedious. But I will tell you, the focus on here, man. Watch this, I zoom in. And if I point at that master lock right there, it just focuses on that. I mean, the focus on here, the focal length, the focusing. See if I can get these. It's trying to find it. It doesn't see anything because it's the glass, but focusing on here, man, it's just, let's get this rock. Just tap that rock. Just trying to find the rock. See how quick it focuses? That's what I love about this. Now the big question a lot of people is going to ask, is this the perfect vlogging camera? Is this something that I could take out and just start shooting and enjoy? Yeah, it's the perfect vlogging camera. I mean, there's a lot of things that came out of the box with it. It has a hot shoe, and they give you a, I didn't bring it with me, but they give you a wind muff that you can use, because the microphone on here is supposed to be, onboard mic on here is supposed to be better than all the other vlogging cameras out there. Check out the focus on here. And if I turn off the defocusing, or turn on, see how it just blurs the background? I'll turn it back on. Defocus is off, defocus is on. Let's have it focusing on that right there. Again, defocus, off, defocus on. That's cool. And again, that's something you can use for photos. And if that's something you want to use for photos, that's definitely something you can use for photos. All right, so this is the first footage that I'm sharing with you guys that I'm shooting with this camera. I did try it out yesterday just to play with the settings, just to get my mic levels up, just to see if it's this something, you know. You guys remember in my other vlog when I said I'm wondering if I should get this or should go back to the Canon. I think this is the winner right here. So if you guys are up and coming vloggers, if you guys are new to vlogging and you want to get something, this isn't cheap whatsoever. This is not cheap. You still can use your cell phone. Cell phone's still something good you can use if you want to capture at that moment kind of thing. You could still use a cell phone if you wanted. Other than that, this right here to me is probably going to be the next best option if you want to get something out of the camera, out of the box, ready to go, ready to vlog with, ready to do all that. This is going to be the next best thing. Now, I haven't tested the picture quality on here yet, so if you're a photographer and you want to take pictures and do vlogs, you might have to have two cameras. I do have another camera. I still have the Lumix G7 at home, which is a micro four thirds interchangeable lens. I still have that at home, so if I wanted to take pictures, more quality, high quality pictures, I can use that. This one right here is the more on the go, stick in your pocket, let's do a quick vlog kind of thing. I still have the Osmo Action, I still have the Osmo Pocket, so if I wanted to use any of that, I can. But this, right now, it's probably the perfect camera you can use if you want to vlog with. I've seen a lot of people who are hating on this camera on YouTube, but they haven't had it yet, or they haven't tested it yet, but they're hating because of the crop factor when you're shooting on active steady shot. They're hating on how small the lens is. And you know, it is an it's a f1.8 to 2.8. So that, you know, it's small. I haven't fully tested anything else other than the intelligent auto. I haven't done it on manual. I haven't done it on anything like that, just because I want to get more familiar with this camera before I start doing that. But if you're looking for something, and it's something like this that you want to get, you probably can't get this. You can. This is not a sponsored video by Sony whatsoever. Sony did not send me this camera to test it out and do it. I bought this camera on my own. I paid for it with my own money. So this is my opinion on what this camera can do. I like it. I enjoy it. There's perfect when it comes to autofocusing. That is my main concern, is the autofocusing. There's a bunch of other features on here that I haven't touched on. There's beauty mode. I did touch on the product showcase. I touched on the defocusing, but there's other things on here, like I said, that I didn't touch on, only because I'm going to be using this camera more as a vlogging type, let's go vlog about something camera. You know, I don't product showcase. I don't do defocusing. I don't do any of that stuff in the background. I don't. So you guys know my type of vlogs. It's more a history of something. It's more of an adventure through a park, adventure through San Francisco. That's more the type of vlogs I do. So that's the reason why I'm not touching on everything just yet. You know, one, I don't do those type of vlogs. And two, I'm still testing this camera out. And check out, again, check out how quick it's focus. See how quick that focus? Then let me go turn off. Man. Oh man, that is so, so beautiful. And the one thing I forgot about this camera before I end the vlog is it has a red tally light right in front of the camera. And with the red tally light, what that does, it lets you know that you're recording. It lets you know that you hit the big giant record red button on top. Some cameras, you just see the little record button right here, like I see it on the screen. It's saying I'm recording. Some cameras don't even have that. You just see a countdown and the timer that's showing you this is how much time you're recording. This one has a red tally light. If you guys don't know what a red tally light is, it's a light. Like if you go into a studio, if you go into a recording studio, a movie set, once that red light is on, that means you're recording. That means do not disturb. That means do not bother. If you work at a radio station, that red light goes on, that means you're on air. Don't bother them. Same thing with this. Red light is on, that means you're recording. You can't miss it. You don't know how many times where I've hit the record button thinking I hit the record button, talk for about, you know how long I can talk, come to realize I didn't hit the record button. Ah! So this red tally light button, it's perfect. It's perfect for people like me who thinks I hit the button, but didn't really hit the button. So, thank you for the red tally light button. Thank you for that. All right, guys, no adventure today, not walking around, just an update on my new gear that I'm going to be using. I'm going to test this out for the next week. And I still got till June. I forgot what they say, what did Best Buy say I have till I can return this camera. But the way this is working right now, the way things are right now, I most likely will not return it. The focusing is working perfectly, way better than the Canon that I had for 4 or 5 days that didn't focus at all. So this camera most likely is going to be my go-to camera from now on. I still do have the Osmo Action that I surprisingly almost fell. Surprisingly did its job. The substitution when I got this before this camera came, between the Canon G7X Mark III and this, I use the DJI Osmo Action. Surprisingly did its job. Surprisingly. Autofocus was perfect. I had the mic adapter to it. Perfect. Didn't have an issue with that camera whatsoever. Battery life was oh my God. If you guys want an action cam other than a GoPro, check out the DJI Osmo Action. Once you get the adapters, if you want to use, it's good for vlogging. I just don't like the wide angle that it did, so I had to hold it really close just to keep that focal length to my face. Yes, my left arm is getting tired, so I have to switch to my right arm, and my right shoulder is not the best right now. So, but yes, DJI Osmo Action. If you're looking for something good, that's a good camera to get. Is it worth the money? I would spend a little more and get this camera right here, the Sony ZV-1. So, not a review, just me testing it out, letting you guys know how I feel and what I think about this camera. It's definitely something you should get. Thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. More adventures coming your way. And this week, I think I'm going to go back into my old style of San Francisco history. I think that's what I'm going to start doing. That's what I'm going to do this week. So give this video a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. And until tomorrow, here in my neighborhood, shooting with the Sony ZV-1 and using the Rode Wireless Go. Thanks for watching, guys. Vlog's ended. Go in peace. Again, the focusing on here, man. The focusing is the real reason why. How quick it can focus on an object, how quick it can defocus on something. and how quick the background can blur. This is definitely perfect camera.
I made this.